What's up, guys? It is IRGT85. Happy Wednesday, but of course, we've got video game news to talk about. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video as well. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. And we're going to start things off with a bit of a sad ending to the Walmart Nintendo Switch OLED saga. I have been documenting my saga of trying to get my Switch OLED pre-order from Walmart. Make sure you guys check out that initial video I made, but now it's come to a close. They actually delayed my order indefinitely, so I just went ahead and canceled it because this is a very busy week for me. I don't have time to be running around seeing if this stupid thing is coming in or not, so I'm good. I'll just wait till later on. But I want to thank you guys. So many people reached out to me via Facebook and Twitter DMs and were like, hey, I have an extra Switch OLED. Do you want to buy it? Some of you guys even offered to give me one for free. Don't do that. I am good. Thank you guys for the offers, though. It's very, very nice of you, but I'll just pick one up later on down the road. I'm not in a super rush to get it. It does look very cool, but I feel like I can enjoy it more so in a few weeks anyways, when everything has sort of died down around here. So thank you guys so much. But yes, the Walmart saga is over and I'm just moving on. Next up, it looks like a new game has leaked for the Nintendo Switch that actually recently just came out on other platforms, and that game is Alan Wake Remastered. Now, I originally played Alan Wake, actually sat down and played it from beginning to completion very recently. It was earlier this year. I saw it on Game Pass. I'd heard such good things about it, so I decided to finally check it out. I did not check out any of the subsequent DLC that came out for the game, which kind of wraps up the story. So the ending of the game initially kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, but Alan Wake Remastered was, of course, then announced, and it has all of the DLC, so you get the complete story. Now, this game came out on the PlayStation systems, the Xbox, and PC, but now it seems like it'll also be coming out on the Nintendo Switch as well. So this is according to the ESRB, which of course rates software for the United States. Thanks Mortal Kombat and Night Trap for that. But you can see here that now the Nintendo Switch has been added to the platforms that Alan Wake Remastered is supposedly on. So they usually don't really make a whole lot of mistakes on the ESRB website. The fact that they had to go in and then add Alan Wake for the Nintendo Switch is very interesting, and I'm pretty sure that means it is confirmed. Now, we don't have any sort of timetable of when this is going to come out. I'm going to assume it's going to be a physical copy of the game, as in not a cloud version or anything like that. It's not a really graphically taxing game or anything like that, so it shouldn't be a cloud version. But since the ESRB is covering it, I'm pretty sure that it will be the actual version of the game with no cloud. So yeah, I was definitely wanting to pick up Alan Wake Remastered so that I could experience the rest of the story and see how they sort of switched it up from the original game as far as the graphics and controls were concerned. But now it looks like I'll probably just wait a little bit longer and pick up the Nintendo Switch version, because I think that'll be interesting, especially comparatively speaking to the PlayStation and the Xbox series of this game. So let me know in the comments section down below if you've ever played Alan Wake before. It is a super good game. It does feel a little bit dated at times, but I think it's a super good game, and the fact that the story will actually be wrapped up since it has the rest of the DLC instead of just that weird cryptic ending that you get in the original game is definitely very enticing to me. And finally, you know, I thought I was done with Metroid Dread. I thought I was done, but now there's controversy. There's controversy on two sides. One of the controversies is something that nobody's really talking about, and the other controversy is something that everyone is talking about, and I need to address this controversy. So we'll start with the thing that will probably make you a little bit upset if I talk about it, and then finish with a controversy that's actually a good controversy, and we'll kind of show my viewpoint on this whole situation. So let's start things off by Metroid Dread's hot start in the UK. Everyone's talking about this hot start in the UK for sales of the game. The game came in at number 3 on the UK bestsellers chart. It's supposedly the best-selling Metroid game of all time in the first week of release. Now, this data was just for I think 2 days, because it started on, or it ended on October 9th, and so obviously Metroid Dread came out on the 8th. So now this game is positioned at number 3. This information is coming to us from gamesindustry.biz, and yeah, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, RGT, look, the game is selling well, look at this. And I have to rain on your parade a little bit, because if you actually look into the UK sales of Metroid, they're not good. They're not ever good, and this being the best one doesn't really mean all that much. So this game, of course, is part of the Metroid series. There have been 15 games, not including the original game, that launched via the Metroid branding in the UK. Total, between those 15 games, 600,000 units of Metroid has sold in the UK. So if you divide 600,000 by 15, that's 40,000 per game. per game. So it's like, okay, you know, I've actually heard a figure. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but let's just say it's kind of around that figure, maybe a little bit less so far for the UK. So it's not like the game sold a billion copies in the UK. Obviously, the game is selling well. It's tops on the eShop in many different regions. I always said that I thought the game was going to sell well initially because us Metroid fans, yes, I am a Metroid fan, we're going to be very excited for this. I have my 2 copies. I love my 2 copies. I got my collector's edition with little pins in as well. Very nice stuff. But the worry for me about Metroid Dread was after the wake of the people that love Metroid and have been waiting for this game for so long. After that sort of dies down, after that hype dies down, then you have to start targeting the more casual audience, the audience that maybe hasn't played a Metroid game before. Amazon doesn't quite make up as many video game sales as you would think in the US, but like I said, it all looks very positive for, of course, Nintendo and Metroid Dread. I'm going to be very curious to see what Famitsu says. They obviously do Japanese physical game sales, so that's going to be a big thing. And yes, this just does include physical game sales for Metroid Dread. It does not include digital game sales, but still, let's not get too crazy. Let's not get the cart in front of the horse. Let's just all calm down. After it sells that first million, that's where things are going to get very interesting for this game. But I definitely think it will hit a million pretty fast. It's just sort of that tail end of the thing. But the other controversy, the one that's going to make you not hate me, is the whole, is Metroid worth $60? Look at these $60 Nintendo games. Is Metroid worth it? If you've been on Twitter, any sort of form of social media, this is a very, very hot topic right now. And I predicted this. I said this was going to happen, and none of you believed me. So this is going back to, of course, a video I made with, is Metroid Dread really worth $60? And in that video, if you did not watch it, I came to the conclusion that yes, for me, it is worth $60. For me, it's worth more than $60 because I got 2 copies of the game. For a lot of Metroid fans, it was definitely worth $60. And for the video game press, it's definitely worth $60 because it's a new Metroid game. But you have the fact that there are people who aren't really Nintendo fans, or maybe people who haven't played a Metroid game in quite a while. And when they see Metroid Dread, they're sort of pigeonholing it with those $30 games or $20 games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Hollow Knight. I said this was going to happen. That was the whole point of my initial video talking about, is Metroid Dread worth $60? Because people were going to be questioning this. People were going to be comparing this to other AAA games. And it's weird because I feel like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe should have been the game that everyone was sort of calling out for being $60 because like that game was not worth $60. I don't care what anyone says. I did not like that game. It's very bland and it's very boring. But Metroid Dread being a brand new game in the Metroid franchise, the first in the 2D Metroid franchise in 19 plus years. But this is the game that everyone wants to stick their flag in and say, no, Nintendo's out of their minds. This game isn't worth $60. You have people comparing it to like God of War's graphics, the God of War 2018 reboot, saying this is a PlayStation $60 game compared to a Nintendo $60 game. And it's just like, shut the hell up. Like, shut the hell up. If you have played Metroid Dread and you are a video game fan, I'm not talking about a video game casual, I'm talking about a video game fan, a fan of games like God of War, you would play Metroid Dread and be like, holy shit, this game is awesome. This game is so much fun. It's challenging. It rewards exploration. It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't, guide you along. You have to figure things out for yourself. This is freaking great. All these power-ups that come along are freaking great. They make the game even better. They keep the gameplay fresh throughout the entire adventure because you're constantly getting new power-ups that allow you to go to places you were not allowed to go to initially. And the whole rhetoric of this game being $60 that everyone is pandering to online is the graphics of the game. Let's be realistic. Gameplay is more important than graphics. You could have a good looking game, but it plays like absolute ass and nobody's gonna play it. Whereas you could have an ugly looking game, but the gameplay is great and people are gonna play it. I'm not saying Metroid Dread is an ugly game. I think it looks very nice. I love some of the backgrounds in the game that, have the intricate details. The game is 3D character models and 3D environments just on a 2D plane, which is a 2.5D thing. That's where the 2.5D comes from. But this is just, it's such a stupid topic. It's such a stupid topic to hang your hat on and be like, I only like Sony games and look at this God of War game. This game is so much better than Metroid because it looks prettier. Like, God of War is a great freaking game, but some people are gonna like Metroid more than God of War. Some people don't like overly cinematic games that are action adventure games. They want just that action adventure goodness, that fast-paced fluid gameplay that Metroid Dread offers you. So at the end of the day, You could spend your money however you want, but I definitely think Metroid Dread is worth $60. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like I said, I spent well over $60 to get my 2 versions of the game, but all because Metroid Dread might not look like other games that release for $60, it doesn't mean that it's not a $60 game. It's a different type of game. There are different types of games out there. Not every $60 PlayStation game looks like God of War, so it's a stupid conversation. It's stupid as hell. The fact that this is trending on Twitter and people are like getting into these arguments about it, like, just shut up and play the game. If you play the game and you say to yourself, well, this isn't worth $60, then maybe you have a case, but you'll have to explain why it's not worth $60. But 95% of the people that are spitting this rhetoric on Twitter haven't even played the game. Go check those receipts on those people. So ridiculous. Shut the hell up. It's worth $60. It's one of the best games of the year. Just deal with it. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know what you think of everything in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video as well if you enjoyed it. We are well on the road to 400,000 subscribers. I would like to hit it before the end of the month of October. Let's get it done, people. There are going to be giveaways. You want giveaways for the holiday season because, well, even if you win something and you don't necessarily like it, you can always regift it. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.